So welcome to day 8 of our 28 days of connections. And I wanted to bring us back today to the breath. So on day 1, we connected to that slightly longer exhale just to bring everything into calm, just to calm our systems down. And today I want to focus on balance. And so it's probably something you've done before, so you may not need an instruction video, as it were. You might just be happy to do it. And also you might not be comfortable with it, so if you have any sort of difficulties breathing out of your nose or anything like that, then please don't do it if that's not comfortable for you. But we're just going to do some alternate nostril breathing, and I want to do this because it really is about bringing balance back into your system. There's been sort of research that suggests that it really does kind of make different sides of your brain work. So this is my left nostril, so to you it's the right nostril, but my left nostril connects to the right hand side of your brain and your right nostril connects to the left hand side of your brain. So as you breathe in alternately, you are almost activating different sides of the brain, but you do it in sequence, so you're doing it to sort of balance the two out. So it's fairly straightforward. When we come to it, there's lots of finicky ways that you can do it with your hands. For me, just be comfortable in what you're doing. So there's lots of you have to use this finger and that finger. I wouldn't worry about that. Obviously, if you have a practice already and it suits you, then do it like that. But for me, the most important part is actually the breathing and the focus on the breathing. So you just make sure you're nice and comfortable. Again, you don't have to be sat bolt upright if that isn't comfortable for you. You can lean up against something if that's more comfortable, but just try and make sure you are sat up as opposed to slouching. So you can lean against something, but just try and sit up. And then all you need to do is just take a couple of your fingers, and depending whether you're left or right handed, you can choose which one, and you basically bring them to your nose, and then you begin by breathing in through your left nostril, so until you're sort of full to capacity. You close off both nostrils, take a short pause, and then you breathe out through your right, so, and then you immediately breathe back in through the right. Cover both nostrils, retain the breath, and then breathe out through the left. And then you just carry on doing that, and you can spend 5 to 10 minutes doing that. So we'll do a quick practice on here. So if you just want to, sorry, just spotted bits of rubbish on my carpet. So if you just want to come into position and slowly now just coming into your own self by either closing your eyes or casting your gaze down, whatever's most comfortable for you. And then just start by taking that awareness around your body, just sensing into how your body feels today. Just noticing if there's any parts of you that feel more or less awake, or if you have any aches, and just allowing yourself to notice them, not dwelling on them, not judging, but just noticing them. Almost as if you're saying to them, oh yeah, I've seen you, I know you're there. And then just bringing your attention now to the parts of the body that make contact with the ground or with something else if you're sat up on a bed or a chair. And just taking your awareness there and focusing in on that sensation of connection to the ground. Like a rooting down You may want to imagine that you've almost physically rooted down to the earth, into the place that you're sat. And just breathing and grounding through those roots, through those parts of the body that make contact with the earth. Really bringing your attention. Your mind will have a tendency to wander, and that's perfectly fine. And you'll notice as it wanders, and when you notice it, just bring it back to that part of attention. And then taking your attention now to your breath and just observing it as it naturally is. So not making any changes. Sometimes by bringing our attention to our breath, we naturally start to deepen or slow, and that's fine. But we're not trying at this stage to do anything different. We're just almost as if we're sitting next to it, just observing it, how it wants to be. And then we're going to move on now to the alternate nostril breathing that we talked about. So again, whichever hand's comfortable for you, just using your hand just to begin, and taking a breath in through the left nostril, holding at the top just briefly, and then exhaling through the right nostril fully, and then breathing in deeply through the left, holding at the top as you swap over to exhale fully down the left. And just continuing with that. And what you're trying to do as you develop is just to even out the breath. So if you're breathing in for maybe 5 or 6, or pausing at the top and then breathing out for the same amount. So we're going to carry on doing that for about 5 minutes. So if you just carry on, and I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. might get all sorts of wonderful noises as well. So just finishing off your breath so that hopefully you come to exhale out of the left nostril as we started on the inhale on the left nostril, so then we're all balanced. Just keeping your eyes closed for a few moments. Just noticing how you feel. And when you're ready, maybe take a deep breath in and just a big sigh out. Maybe take a few little movements just to see if there's anything in your body that wants to move. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, coming back into the present moment. So thank you for joining me today. I will see you all again tomorrow.